Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, fabulous first grade. Hey, I'm so glad to see you back here in our PBS classroom. My name's Mrs. Hammock, and I'm here to help you learn all the skills to be the best readers and writers. You know, I was reading one of the most interesting books I've read in a long time. Have you ever heard of A Bad Case of the Tattle Tongue? Oh, well, this one is really good. This is about a boy named Josh. And you know what? Sad? Nobody likes him because he tattles on everyone. He tattles on his friends at school. He tattles on his brothers and sisters. He even tattles on his dog. Until one night he wakes up in the middle of the night and notices that his tongue is long and yellow with bright purple spots on it. He has a bad case of the tattle tongue. You might wonder, do you have a tattle tongue? You might want to read this book and find out how to get rid of a tattle tongue. Do you know the rules about tattling? This might be a good book for you. See if you can find it in your library. It is a really great story. I'm so glad to be here with you today. This week, boys and girls, we're going to do things a little bit different. We've been practicing sounding out words and training our ears and listening for sounds. And we're going to put all of those pieces together. And this week, we're going to really think about writing. Yeah, because reading and writing go together. So for this week, we're going to do several things. We're going to talk about what is a sentence. We're going to practice doing some writing together. And then, of course, we're still going to practice our high frequency words because those are words we need to read and write. Okay? Let's get started. Can you wake up your brain with me? Great job. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what is a sentence. Have you heard that word before? Right, I bet your teachers have said, write me a sentence. Well, we're going to talk about what that means. So I have a little chart here to help us learn about what a sentence is. It says, a sentence is a group of words that tells a whole idea. So when we're writing, this is what a sentence needs. It needs a naming part. That's the part that tells us who the sentence is about or what the sentence is about. It also needs a telling part. That means, what is the who doing? What are they doing in the sentence? So it needs who it is about and what are they doing. It also needs to have a capital letter to start. That means the very first letter of your sentence needs to be a capital letter. Number 4, it needs to make sense. That's why we write, so that someone can read it and understand it. So we need to make it make sense. And number 5, it always has to have an ending mark. And there are 3 different ending marks that we're going to talk about this week. There's the period, the question mark, and the exclamation mark. We're going to talk about those later. But here's an example of a sentence for you. The dog ran fast. Let's see if it has all the parts. Does it have a naming part? Excuse me. Yes, it does. Look, it says the dog. The sentence is about the dog. And the telling part, what is the dog doing? He ran fast. So it has a naming part and a telling part. Does it start with a capital or uppercase letter? It sure does. Does it make sense? The dog ran fast. Yes, it does. And does it have an ending mark? It does. It has a period. because this sentence is a telling sentence. All right, so now that we have the recipe for a sentence, let's see if we can figure out if some of these phrases that I have, let's see if they are sentences. I'm going to move this kind of over here, and I want to put this right here. Oop, let's get it closer. All right. So let's see. If I turn this over, it says, let's read it, my cat. Okay, it's a naming part. Does it have a telling part? What's the cat doing? We don't know. Let's try this. Let's read it. Can hop on the mat. If I just have can hop on the mat, is that a sentence? Let's see. Does it have a naming part? Who can hop on the mat? We don't know. So it is not it can't be a sentence all by itself. We have to have both parts. The naming part, my cat, and then what is the cat doing? Can hop on the mat. Do you see how it has all of the parts? It has an uppercase letter. It makes sense. It has a period at the end. It has the naming part, and it has the telling part. Are you getting the hang of it? Let's try a couple more. All right, let's look at this part. Oh, that looks closer to a sentence. There's more words. Let's read it. Tim and Jim. Jim. Tim and Jim. Does that have a naming part? Yes, it does. Tim and Jim. That's who the sentence is about. Does it tell us what they're doing? Nope, it does not tell us what they're doing. Let's see if this will help us. Have 6 hats. Tim and Jim have 6 hats. Do we have a naming part now? Yes. Do we have a telling part? Yes. What are they doing? They have 6 hats. Does it start with an uppercase letter? Yeah, it does. And we have another one here too, because Jim is a name. And remember, names are important, so we always start with an uppercase letter. Does it make sense? Yes. And does it have an ending mark? Let's check. There it is. Good job. All right, let's try one more. I think you're getting the hang of it. Here we have the fish. All right. Again, that's just a naming part. It doesn't tell us what the fish is doing, so it's not a sentence all by itself. We have to add some more. All right, let's try this one. Has fins. If we just have has fins, we don't know who they're talking about. We need the who, or the naming part of our sentence. The fish has fins. Let's check our recipe. Yep, we've got all the parts. So now that you know what a sentence is, let's see if you can do this workbook page with me. You might have seen this in your Turn practice book. And it says a sentence is a group of words that tells a whole idea. A sentence begins with a capital letter. Example, Nat can go. We're going to do a couple of these together, and it says circle the sentences. So I want you to think about the recipe, all the parts you need to make a sentence. Okay? All right, here we go. All right. Sam has a hat. Does it have a naming part? Yep, there it is, Sam. And what is Sam doing? Right, he has a hat. That is a sentence. We're going to put a ring around it because that has all the parts. All right, let's look at number 2. Like to. Do you understand what that's trying to tell us? Does it have a naming part? Who's it talking about? We don't know. That one is not a sentence. All right. We're going to do some more of these tomorrow, but I want to get to the actual writing part because that's the part I want you to be really, really good at. Now that you know what a sentence is, we're going to put some of that into action. I have a story right here. Now, it doesn't look much like a story, but you'll see. It says, we painted in class. I painted my family. I ate popcorn. Okay, we're going to think about this. What event is the writing about? What are they writing about? Yes, they're writing about painting. What are the details in the class or in the writing? They painted about their family and they ate popcorn. What detail is not about the same event? Is eating popcorn have anything to do with painting? No, that is silly. So down here, we're going to write together, and we're going to write our story here. We're going to start with the sentences right here. We painted in class. Our next sentence says, I painted my family. Okay, here's the tricky part. This next sentence says, I ate popcorn. That really doesn't have to do with what we're talking about. It's not related. We're talking about painting, and eating popcorn is different. So we're going to write something different. What is another detail that we could add about painting? Oh, we're talking about painting your family. Could we also add, I painted my pets? Yeah, let's do that. I painted my pets too. All right. Oh, look, I forgot to put the period there. All right. I is my first word. Painted. I can look right here because I've already written painted twice and just copy it down. P-A-I-N-T-E-D. I painted my, that's our sight word. Let's sound out pets. P, e, 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 t, s. I painted my pets. We're going to put a comma because it's a little pause, and we're going to use that sight word that we learned a few weeks ago, too. Now let's read our story. We painted in class. I painted my family. I painted my pets too. Do you see how all of the sentences are connected because they're all about painting? You did an awesome job. You're going to be great writers. That's all the time we have for today. Will you sing with me? Goodbye now, the clock says we're done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.